course, what the president was talking about tonight with our expert panel. We've got a whole lot of people to weigh in on this. NBT Equity Group Chairman and Founder Toby Smith, Capitalist Pig Asset Management's Jonathan Honig, and Democratic strategist, talk show host Nancy Skinner, and last but certainly not least, Republican fundraiser Noel Nickpour. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Toby, I want to go to you first. Just talk briefly about what's happening with this terror threat and the fact that that's where people say we should focus our attention and funding as a nation. Not necessarily on a jobs by the government doing something else that's not going to work, but at least at keeping Americans safe. That's where we should really hold our money for.
Well, but if you extend that conversation, is it just in the United States, or is that in Iraq, is that in Afghanistan, et cetera? I would vote that we've done a fabulous job, obviously. For the 12 things he talked about, there's probably 24 that we haven't heard about. The people that I know in D.C. who are involved in this stuff have told me that if they're going to go to the extent to say something on the air here, then it's more than just credible. It maybe not be corroborated, quote unquote, but it's reasonable enough that they want to put a little fear into these knuckleheads. And you know what? Good for them.
All right. Jonathan Honig, nobody knows about incentives the way you do. This economy is built on the concept of incentives, that we reward excellence. We don't want to focus on bringing everybody down to an equal level. We want to focus on providing our economy with the best we possibly can. Were there any incentives in what the president said tonight? For example, the tax credits. Is that going to provide businesses with the incentives for growth?
David, I think only incentive for more government, bigger government. That seems to be, once again, at the heart of the president's economic platform. You know, you mentioned it before, just a minute ago. Protecting the country is the responsibility of the government. Protecting us from terrorist threats, that's the president's job, not creating jobs. And just the very fact that we need an American jobs bill from a president who, to my knowledge, David, hasn't created one single private sector job, for me, it's almost cause for hilarity rather than anything else.
And Nancy Skinner, we are stuck with that unemployment figure. It just shows that the so-called multiplier effect, if you create a job, if the government creates a job, it'll create a whole lot of other jobs in the market. Hasn't happened.
David, the president's speech tonight transcended all the nonsense that we've been talking about here. This was what my dad was a football coach for 30 years. This was the speech the coach gives at halftime. My dad was down by 21 points with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. This is the speech that we gave, and we came back and won. And the we in this speech was the American people, and one nation under God, indivisible, responsible for ourselves and each other. And so all of this, you're getting right back into class warfare.
Yeah,
he's doing everything the Republicans want.
Nancy,
tax cuts,
hold on.
cut regulations, cut
I want to make sure I understand. Nancy, are you saying that it was class warfare and that's a good thing?
No, you guys are bringing that up. That
he brought up the millionaires and billionaires, not me.
Yeah, he was comparing the average member of Congress makes 174, leaders 190. The average family of 4 makes 46. So what he's talking about is we have to come together in America
we're really short on
to
time,
do our
Nancy.
jobs.
Noel, I got to ask you, are Republicans going to be able to use this speech for their purposes?
Absolutely. Look, this Obama is like the Riddler and the Batman movie. We don't know what he is about. And I've got to tell you, Republicans are not going to go for this. They are not going to go for any more tax.
But are they going to use what we heard tonight in their campaign in order to go against him?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, there ammunition there.
Absolutely. We're going to use this. We're going to fund things to promote commercials and such not to get the message out that what he's doing is wrong.
But Nancy's analogy, you know, your dad would change the plays if he was down 21-0, all right? And that's what blows me up.
Guys, we got to leave it at that. I wish we had more time, but we don't because of that terror alert, and we will give you more information on that as we get it here. Coming up next,